Wait.
Can you hear me?
Oh, my speaker wasn't on. Okay, my speaker wasn't on. I got it.
Okay, bet. All right, cool. Yo, what's going on? Happy Sunday. This is another week, another episode. Again, I have my station head radio audience here. Got my IG followers here. And we have a guest this afternoon, Miss Novi Brown. You may have seen her from Sistas on BET. Man, what's going on? How you been?
Amazing. How are you?
All is well, man. I'm happy, to have this conversation with you because, I follow you and I see you have conversations with your audience all the time and you just be hitting key points. I'm sitting there like, okay, you know what I'm saying? She on to something here, so let me unpack what she be talking about, man. So, I definitely appreciate you connecting with us. So, normally these conversations, if you've seen on the flyer again, I always have like 4 pillars I go by. Faith, character, will, and patience. I feel like those 4 things propelled me to where I'm at today, but, other entrepreneurs and business folks have the same type of story of, with those 4 pillars. So I definitely want to dive in that with you. So, Let me where do I start, man? Let me just go back to just Germany, man. Like that's your birthplace, correct? Right? So
yeah, I was born in Berlin.
So do you visit often? Do you go back? Do you have family there still?
Yes, I definitely have family there. My father's side of the family lives over there. I have dual citizenship. So
that's key. That's key.
Listen, do it for the kids. Just get it done. I don't know how y'all need to get it done, but get it done.
Man, I'm trying to get that in somewhere in Africa, somewhere. I know that's key.
Come on, Donna.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. So how's your relationship with your parents? Your father is in your life. Your mom. How's your relationship to this day?
Me and my mom have a very good relationship. She's been my biggest supporter, my number one, my day one. My praying before I go into every audition, has a little wall with my picture on it and my college degree and, whatever magazine ads that I started doing with, very interactive in my life. I love my mother. My mother's my queen. That's her name in my phone. It's called the Queen.
Right.
Boom, that's my mother. My father's relationship, that's still developing. It's quite odd. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, I feel like it's just a very karmic relationship. There's just a lot there to unpack. It's not that my father is a bad person. He's not a bad person, but he's just not willing to do the emotional work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it honestly, and I really feel like that relationship inspired me to become more emotionally available, to speak about the things that we hide. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when it comes to family, it's the place where we're supposed to have our security and really understand who we are. But a lot of times we hide from each other, and that doesn't make us feel safe. And then we're going to go out into the world and do things that are not safe, right? So yeah.
No, I get that. So why do you think that is? Like, what do you think that comes from?
What exactly?
How you said, we don't feel safe confiding in our family members, and even on the collective as a black community, we don't feel safe with each other for some reason. Like, where do you think that that come from your
Right now, where we are in society, what we've identified it as now is racism, right? That's just point blank period where it comes from. Because black people are targeted. If we go back into the history about slavery and just the division of the family home.
Right.
And, even from plantation to slave ship to whatever the case may be, that division, it has been a constant, and it has been now systematically put into how we educate and socialize ourselves and culturalize ourselves, right? We all are, it's so quote unquote normal for a lot of black families to talk about the strained relationships that we have with our father dominantly or the mother relationship, right? To have these consequences from the scarcity mindset.
Right.
And that's what we live in. And that's the idea in which now we have created a culture, is thinking that we never have enough, or thinking that we have to hide. And especially for us in our community, our main protection was not showing vulnerability.
Right.
Because if we're vulnerable, we're
Right.
weak. If we're weak, we end up dead. That's our reality. That's the way that we've been conditioned.
Right.
However, I think now we're really starting to see that those manifestations are not true. You know, that we haven't been able to protect ourselves. Nothing has changed.
Right, exactly, not at all. So all right. So now we're going somewhere. Okay, let me ask you, how has before I get there, how's this pandemic been for you? And then secondly, how has seeing that nothing has changed, how has that been for you, being a black woman that's entered into an industry that perpetuates what you just talked about?
Well, first the quarantine question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quarantine, I'm cool with the quarantine. I mean, because I'm a person who likes to process all my emotions. One of the main reasons I became an actor is because it's okay to be emotional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You kind of get rewarded for that. So I put myself in a space of wanting to be in that zone.
Gotcha.
So also I like to be alone. You know what I'm saying? I like myself. I work so much on who I am as an individual. I don't have a problem being by myself. Also, I moved from New York to LA, and when you move somewhere, it takes a long time to really establish, make a foundation, and get a lot of friends.
Right.
So I got used to being alone. I got used to just doing my own thing. And then I recently got in a relationship last year, so me and my partner lived together, so we got to develop and work on our relationship.
Right.
While I was sitting around and still looking into my astrology, because I'm really heavy into that.
I know you are. I know.
So I don't know. I'm good. I'm busy. Don't get me wrong. There was moments where I as well had an ego death, and I was like, oh my God, the world that I prepared myself for no longer existed, or at least that's what I think, right? It's all an illusion. But my first year of being an actor is or being a professional actor, where y'all know about me, because out here. I've always been here, but in my first year, and I'm like, wow, God.
Right.
Yo.
It just hit. It just switch went off. I guess because is it because you're seeing the inside workings a little bit more, or because
it's also just it's because you got to a certain place, you got to a specific goal in your life, and as soon as you got to the goal, it's just like the world stopped. You're seeing damn, no,
right.
I just got here.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to move, I'm ready to do and get it done, but it just again shows you that regardless of whatever we think, our personal shit, there's always a bigger situation going on.
That's interesting. So, that's interesting. So I'm going to phrase this question around this then. Okay, being in the times we're in now, right? And you at a place where you are now, have you thought about, God put you here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. In this time, this moment of history, we're here for a reason to carry something out. Did that weigh on your mind when you go into these auditions and you going into the set? You have a purpose to be here to maybe change the paradigm to upcoming, actors, and even, black actors or female actors that's coming behind you. How's that on your mind? What questions do you ask yourself, knowing that, damn, God got me here for a reason. I have a purpose to do blah, 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 what I have to do. How do you feel of that?
I just have to keep webbing my weave of faith. You know what I'm saying? Because the higher God propels me, the longer the fall is going to be, and the net has to be bigger.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, look, I don't know much, man. All I know is that shit is weird out here. It's freaky. It's cool. It's creative. It's different. It's awesome. It's simple. It's complex. It's a lot of things. And if you really have a faith and you really believe in God, you can't limit what God is able to do. So that's just, at the end of the day, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know all the intricacies. So therefore, my moves, it's like when you're playing chess, you don't know why the pawn moved over here or the rook moved over here. You don't need to know.
Time out. Let me stop you there. So, as a chess player, are you talking as the opponent, or you're the master chess player? You don't know why you made that move for the pawn? You don't know why you moved that bishop cross here to get to this destination? That's interesting.
You don't really know, do you? Because all you're doing is trying. You're just trying. You can't anticipate what the other person's gonna do. You don't know.
So let me go there. The first one, we checked it out. Faith, because you big on faith. Where did this faith of yours come from? Over the years, how did this develop into where you're strong in your confidence?
God, you gotta have faith when you black. Shit, you gotta believe in something.
Yeah, but
like you look around in your world and your perspective, whatever your lens is, and I just stayed curious. Okay, I stayed curious, and I'm a woman. I'm a black woman. Why did God choose me to be this vessel, this being? Why this? In the world around me, supposedly it's the hardest thing that can ever be done. But is that true? Right? And so I think I'm just here to kind of crack that code, try to crack some self-awareness, and try to show people that, you could try to label me as much as you want to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a 917 number. You can tell I'm from the East Coast. It is what it is, but you can't pinpoint everything I'm about to do or what I got to tell you or what purpose I'm going to play in your life.
Right.
So when you're really talking about, life, I feel like a lot of people just don't respect life. They don't respect the game. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the game is curiosity. A lot of the game is unknowingness. A lot of the game is just trusting the situation that you're in and knowing you're going to be good.
So, it's okay. You say that. So what about the people that they hear you? I'm with you, but they hear you. Because I meet people every day that has that doubt and that fear because, like you say, the unknown people are fearful. So how do you tell the ones that are really fearful to really grab on to, something as strong as faith to push through?
Oh, no. I'm not here to tell you nothing. Your spirit already brought you here.
True story.
I'm not here to tell you nothing. You showed up. You're the student. You walked into this class. I did not tell you to come here. So just understand that everything you ask for in your life, you ask for it through God. Period. That's a message for you.
Right.
Why? Out of 8 billion people, why are me and you talking? You gotta start being a good student, yo. You gotta start paying attention to things. And when you talk about God, God is in everything, in every single thing that we move, whatever you want to call it, universe, source, whatever name you want to label it. I don't care. But know it's in everything, in every breath you take. You know what I'm saying? So if that's true, that means every person you meet, regardless if they're homeless, regardless if they have an education that you think they're smart enough or funny enough or good looking enough, whatever, doesn't matter.
Right.
You chose this. You chose this.
Right. So, okay, now, let me ask you, at what point did you choose your path? You know what? I want to really want to be an actor because you was in New York. What do you remember at what point the light switched to say, this is really what I want to do. I'm going to put my focus and passion in this.
I just knew it was an early thing for me. For me, acting, art is just connecting to people. That's it. It's just me and you getting together and putting our energies together and creating something dope. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And when I was a kid, one of the first movies I remember was The Little Mermaid. And I felt some type of way. And I was like, why are my emotions stirring from this experience and I don't know anything about this person, place, or thing? They're not next to me. Right. So I just knew as a child that was powerful in itself. That being able, when you're sitting in a theater, do you ever walk out the theater and look at all the people that come out and see all the different kinds of people who come out? And you're just like, wow, that's so many different lives right there. But we all came tonight to see this movie. Right. So I like to be in awe. I like to stay curious. I'm telling you, if you stay curious, you're gonna stay happy.
Right. So speaking of the art, if you had, let me just ask this: if you can cast yourself, I'm sure you could, but if you could cast yourself your own best performance, movie or role, like what would that look like? Like if you could, from start to finish.
It definitely hasn't come yet. But for me, something I would like to challenge myself is to do somebody's biopic. You know what I'm saying? If I can act and do the same mannerisms and the same movements as somebody else, really embody that person, that energy, I would be really proud of myself. So hopefully that can come in my future.
Like, so who would that be? Like, what, you know, I usually ask this at the end, but I'm asking now since we kind of there. Who do you look up to? So my question is, if you had only three performers in your this genre you in that you really look to, aspire to, who would those three be?
Just actors?
Dead or alive? Yeah, I mean, dang, do I want to just limit it to just actors? Just give me three. No, not just actors. Just give me three, dead or alive, that you really like inspired to, you know, look up to.
Janet Jackson. Angela Bassett.
Okay.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
That's interesting. Okay. Right. Okay, so you do a biopic on Janet. All right, got you.
Yo, any day. I would love that. Oh my God, that would be a dream. It would be one of the hardest things ever because it's Janet. You know, it's Janet.
Yeah, I'm hip. So that'll be interesting. You start writing that script now. So, all right, I'm gonna unpack some more. I heard you mention, you know, the cast of Sistas as melanated queens, right?
That's
so
right.
what does that mean to you, melanated? What does melanated mean to you? And, you know, unpack that a little bit.
Melanated is all the different shades of caramel, mocha, brown, chocolate, dark chocolate. It's all of God's creations past, I guess, olive, because that's more of the melanated complexion, right, as far as I know. Right. Has more hue in the skin, and the queens, I mean, we're just on our queen shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're out here building an empire and making a tribe for ourselves.
Right. So speaking of queens, right? Because I was always taught, I'm of the belief no nation can rise higher than this woman, right? Now you're in this industry, whatnot. So what does character or you know integrity mean to you? You know, being in this business, like how do you carry yourself of a high moral standard or day to day just being in this? Like, do you come against resistance? Any?
Man, I feel like that's so much to unpack, but essentially I live my life on my own moral, integral scope. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to be honest to myself in my relationship with God. Like, it's not about everybody else. And I know everybody's figuring out their misalignments and their traumas, and you know what I'm saying? I understand all of that. But first of all, I feel like I'm very blessed to have come in at this time. Right? So a lot of us forget that a lot of people, like our parents and our parents' had to sacrifice their desires and their wants to just survive.
Right.
And the reason why I'm able to even have an option and an opportunity to practice my integrity and to practice my morality and principles and still be able to thrive is because of my ancestors.
Right.
So it's like, you gotta keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? And it's a chess move. Like I said, it's a chess move. Right. So I try my absolute best to be alert, to make sure that I'm informed, to make sure I'm having conversations. I'm really thankful that the world is in an open dialogue where now integrity and morality is a discussion.
Right.
That we are aligning it now with how we treat each other, because that has a lot to do with our social norms.
Right, exactly.
Our relationships and how we treat one another. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of that, because our system and our beliefs, our system is built on our beliefs, and our beliefs are skewed. Yeah. Because we think that people with darker skin are not allowed to do certain things.
Yeah, of course. You know.
We think that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like we kind of built a trap for ourselves.
But now that, you know, the unmasking of everything, you know, you have forces that are, you know, are pissed off. You know, that is now it's good versus evil. You gotta, you know, I tell everybody, you know, choose your side, what side you on or whatnot. So my question is, leading up to where you are now, how has patience been a factor for you? Like, cause you've been grinding, like you done hustled and bustled, worked odd jobs, and now you here. Like, so speak on, I like to speak to entrepreneurs or anybody listening about patience and how important patience is. Talk a little bit about that for me.
You gotta respect that your time comes for your time. Like, I mean, insert your favorite inventor, artist, musician here. And if they would have came a moment too soon, people would have missed them. And they wouldn't have made the impact that they make. You have to believe that's working for you, though, in your life. And that, every day is not quote unquote, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but every day is not about like a celebratory, this is your moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people work 30, 40 years for that one moment. But know that 30, 40 years that you invested, when you capture that moment, hopefully you're on the side of still curiosity and love and excitement, and you're not bitter and you're like, oh, I should have gotten this. No, God said you should have gotten it exactly when you got it. Remember, this is about your timing. And so I really had to strip my entitlement. I had to strip my need for my ego to win over my purpose.
Right. That's deep. Yeah, man. Like it gets hectic like that, but patience is definitely key, and everyone has the time to shine. And I think we all are stars in our own right. So now just shift over to a little bit about Sistas, or just how is it working with I'm sure you get this question, but how is it working with Tyler Perry? Like, I had my cousin. Was a singer with Tyler when he first was coming up, doing the plays. So how is it, your experience working with him and in that environment, with the black empowerment that's taking place? How's that?
I love Tyler. I mean, I don't have nothing bad to say about the man. He says what he wants, he gets it done. You can't be mad at somebody for going after their vision. You can't be mad at somebody for their work that they're doing with God, right? That's jealousy, that's envy. That's not the energy that anybody's trying to be in. You shouldn't want to take away from. You can either observe, be indifferent about it, or help build. And I get to help build. So I'm a willing student, I'm a willing soldier, I'm a willing person who's willing to learn what's going on. I love the way that he works. I feel like the media world has so much to learn from his tactics and his techniques that they can definitely implement, you know what I'm saying? I really hope he does some kind of educational thing, like a master class or a school, like what he's told. Like, I really want him to teach people stuff, because he's really invested. He's there the entire time. When we were on set for season 2, his bus was there, sleeping where everybody else was sleeping. He was not apart from us. He's always on set. He's, making sure that we're good, making sure that we are nourished and nurtured and cared for. As much as he puts his life on the line, he really gives a shit about what he's doing, and he's shown me that you can be super successful and still have integrity. You know what I'm saying? And still work on your faith, and also still put your foot down and say that, no, I'm gonna do it my way. And remember how many people doubted him. And he's been in the game for how long? And I feel like this year is his biggest year so far, because he had to prove to the world that, everything that you guys think that we can't do, look now. Who is the leader? Who is the pioneer? Who is the maverick now? And it took him all this time to get to this moment.
Exactly. So
powerful, man. Powerful.
No, that's what's up, man. That's good. And that's, again, like you said, I pray that he do, teach, because we need more of ones who's been in it for a minute and that's had this level of success to pass it down, pass the torch to the next generation. Because this next generation is the generation I believe is our most fearless one, And
period.
Yeah.
They got it on lock. We just got to follow through, though. We have to follow through with the setup, so that they can continue. See, remember, we're the ones that are building the new foundation. They gotta continue it on. So we gotta follow through with our dreams too.
Right. So speaking of which, of building the foundation, when you choose your roles. I mean, how closely do you relate to the roles that you choose, or is it like, it's just not me, but I want to try it. Like, how do you relate to the roles that you step in character of?
Honestly, so far, I mean, I've done a lot of shorts, theater, things like that. I always feel like there's some similarity. I feel like we all have similarities. We are all very, very similar. You know what I'm saying? We just express differently. We need the same things. We want the same things. And what I found with Sabrina now in discovering her is that we have a similarity in that we are just hopeful people. You know what I'm saying? We have hope. We believe in humanity. So that's where we are intending all of our energy from. We attack it differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much more direct. I'm blunt. I'm in your face. I'm like, no sis, let's go. And Sabrina's like, no, honey, could we just, can we have some peace? So that's what I love about that. I'm discovering more empathy, more compassion, you know what I'm saying, for that type of person. And I hope as I go on with the roles that I've been auditioning for, it's all about people who are in the mode of self-awareness and self-discovery. So yeah, I mean, we'll see, guys, as my career grows, because I just got started. Like, I'm a baby, you know what I'm saying?
But the time be flies. You know, I'm proud of you for that. But before I ask you about my last little pillar, which is Will, you big at astrology, so what's up with that? Like, how where did that come from? That study come from? Like, what piqued your interest in astrology?
I mean, when personal things go on in your life, you look for answers, right? Or at least I try to. I'm like, why? Because for me, I had come to a point, I had been in LA for a while, I had come to a point where I realized, everything in your life is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. It's a direct reflection on what you think you should have. You have this amount of love because that's what you think you deserve, girl. This is how much money you have because that's what you think you deserve. This is how many opportunities you have because that's what you think you deserve. That's a journey though. Everybody has that kind of journey. Right. Some people lean into it much more aggressively like me, and some people just kind of let it happen to them. So I really leaned into it and I said, no, this is not normal. You know what I'm saying? This is not my life. So I went to go get a reading from somebody. I was on YouTube, but I hadn't really been into YouTube like that. Right. And I saw this one video about Scorpios, and I was like, I'm a Scorpio. But of course, I've heard all the bad stuff, right? I've heard all the generic information. I clicked on it, and I was like, okay. And then I clicked on something else, and I was like, Clicked on something else, I was like, hold on a second. Clicked on something else, and I was like, no.
So,
like, this is crazy.
So what makes it, how do you get kind of accurate? Because I listened to the one about Aquarius. I'm like, dang, that's kind of true. But what makes it like, how accurate?
I don't know, ask God. I don't know the answer.
I mean, because you was breaking down Aquarius. I'm like, okay, I hit those. Okay, that's true. That's me. I was just wondering how astrologers kind of.
But think about it. Look. The astrological, the zodiac, and all that stuff is in the tombs of our ancestors. That's so old. So are you gonna sit here and tell me that pyramids that are still standing till today have no valid information? That's not true.
Oh, that's facts. But they can't figure out. They still really can't figure out how the pyramids was made. It's
exactly because that material don't even exist on Earth. But see, we're not even having that conversation.
Yeah, that's what.
You know what I'm saying? Like we like to get into outer space. You know Aquarius, baby. You like to.
Man, tell me about it. Right. Tell me about it.
But that was the thing that got me curious because I said, okay, what is this? So I just started. And I got obsessed, and I started that's all I listened to. Right. Documentaries, I listened to things that were gonna build me up, because I was like, this is what I need. So I started looking into it, and I said, oh my God, this shit makes sense. And then I said, oh my God, this is the cheat code to life. Oh my God, this is God leaving me a map. Oh my God, I don't have to change myself. I just have to work with what I've been given. Oh my God. Oh, everything is trying to distract me. If I just do this and I really follow through and I make sure I pay attention to these lessons, this makes sense. So I started practicing it. I started doing it on my friends. They were like, this is weird. I was like, I know. And I started doing it to strangers. And then when strangers were like, yes, I said, oh, this is real. This has to be real. Right. And so then I started making a business out of it. And especially in the Black community, when it comes to spirituality, I'm telling you, we need it. We need it. I don't know, whatever you want it to be in your life, but we need it. And I just have a spiritual connection with astrology, the stars and the moon. I just feel like God is talking to me through that. And when I express it and I talk to other people, I get so many like DMs and messages. I feel seen. Wow, that's me. Oh my God, that's true. Or like, I feel so much better now. I understand myself. Now I know how to move.
Interesting, right. Because you dig it, as a community, we all need, they call it therapy, but we do need someone to talk to because everyone's carrying, a book bag full of trauma, I like to say, you know what I'm saying? They need help unpacking that. So I do believe in this community is very key for us to kind of unpack the trauma we've been experienced through these years. So that's interesting. So, all right, I don't hold you too much. I got a couple more questions. So you talked about faith. You sat patiently for your time to come. It's here, and you have character and integrity with it. So at some point, I think we all, as entrepreneurs or doing for self or, just trying to get to the next level, we come to a point which is I call mental breakthrough. It's when you have that conversation. I know I had the conversation with myself and with God, just me and him, like, all right, I'm ready to move forward to be your vessel as you would. But before you break through, you come out with that doubt and that fear. But so for you, what was it? At what point in time did you break through that glass and you just put that will in and now, now the sky's the limit. But what happened when you was going through that doubt phase of, nights of crying and stuff of that nature?
It was one final moment, yo. It was one final moment.
Right.
And it was, so it was Mother's Day 2019. My mother and I were on a cruise, but a family member of ours paid for it because they had known each other since like before I was born, type of thing. And I had been going for this for so long, and he was like, let me just put you guys on a cruise. You guys haven't seen each other in a while. So we went out there, but I went out there with negative $400. You know what I'm saying? And couldn't pay for my flight. And I had come out the bartending hospitality world because I said, I can't make my money that way anymore. I don't feel comfortable. I have to change. I can't rely on that. I have to do something else. And I auditioned for the shop.
Right.
On the ship with my phone. So I did that, and I auditioned for Karen, the role of Karen.
Wow.
But I had no enthusiasm.
Wow.
I had been auditioning for years, for top shows, top this, top that. It's not that I haven't been in the conversation. I've been there, like many actors.
Right.
But it was just like, okay, whatever. And I sent him the tape, and me and my mom were in the, the sauna area, and I just had a breakdown. I had a mental breakdown, and I was like, I don't understand what else God wants for me. I don't know what else I could possibly do. I'm doing everything that I can. I am walking in integrity. I am not following in the pathway of everybody else. I am walking in the way that I feel most comfortable. X, Y, Z.
Right.
Whatever. I just screamed. I was like, when? I said, I don't even care anymore. I just want to get there already so I can do what I have to do.
Right.
And then I got a call within like 48 hours.
And then boom, just like that. Hey man, it's levels to this, So, that's crazy though. So, let me just ask you, moving forward, now that, that was one level, you had that conversation, because I think it's many breakthroughs, but, moving forward, like, where do you see yourself, 5-10 years from now, when, what is your vision, like, what is your vision in this, like, what is your absolute plan for, yourself, but because it's bigger than yourself, you know what I'm saying, you portraying certain roles help the collective, believe it or not. So what is, moving forward, like what is it that you have planned next that you can share that you have for, yourself and others?
I have, if you guys catch any type of vibe I'm on, then you should know I have something really, 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 really crazy and huge and for us. Like, just understand that I'm here for us. That's all you really need to know. I'm here for us. If you hear any about the stuff I'm talking about, that's where my art is going to be coming from. we can heal. We can heal and we can be better people. And for us, not for anybody else, because we don't owe anybody else anything else. We owe it for us. You know what I'm saying? So we just need to carry on the legacy for our ancestors, and that's definitely what I'll be doing, is carrying on the legacy for our ancestors and encouraging people. I'm definitely going to be, you know, doing podcasts and doing talks and writing books and stuff like that, because God gave me this platform so I could reach more people, because I have enthusiasm for life. I understand it, you know what I'm saying, in a way that's healthy, you know, in a way that I can actually propel myself forward, not in a judgmental way, not in a one-size-fits-all way, but in a very purposeful way. So I want to continue doing that. That's why I go on my live so much. I don't have to do shit, but I go on there because that's my duty. That's my actual duty. Right. My acting is my fun. That's the stuff I get to do for fun.
So
that's my playtime.
So with that being said, so carrying on your ancestors' legacy, and you know, again, you're in the business. You in a hell of a business. I would say that. You know, I've been in the entertainment business on the music end, so I see it. But when I'm not saying it will, but just in case, you ever thought when that resistance comes, because again, you have forces that don't like good, and you speak on that. Like, will it bother you that they could take your fun away from you? Like, what is your mindset on that? So that's good, right? You be good with that.
No, I've detached myself, right? Like I have many interests. I'm talented and skillful in many departments, and God will never let me fail. So whatever's for me will be for me. If God wants to move me in front of it, move me in front of it. If you want to move me behind it, move me behind it. If you want me to move out of it, move me out of it. I'm cool with that. But my purpose is so much higher than that. My purpose is to inspire people to continue, you know what I'm saying, to be connected. That's my purpose. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know, I'm not supposed to be here to just glamorize and create illusions. I'm here to bring you the truth. I'm here to bring you your truth. Give you at least a pathway to your truth. You know, not for me to control anything or dictate it, but I am not one thing. I am many things.
Right.
I am grateful. I am humbled. I am, you know, enthused that I am an actor on TV. That is so freaking dope. Like, don't get it twisted.
Right.
But, and however, I am way more than that. So, if Sistas is my main thing, and if I do more things, if I don't do more things, trust me, she's blessed. Like,
yes, ma'am. That was, man, you hit it on the nose. I think you closed it with that one. Like, that's the purpose, everyone, for these conversations. And again, like, we pray for you and we got your back. You know, continue to do what you're doing. Because again, it's really needed. And we are like you said, we're the ones that set the foundation up for this fearless generation coming behind us. And, you know, hey, man, thank you. Thank you for connecting with us. You know, again, we'll definitely stay in touch. Continue to do what you do, for real. Write that book. Continue to do what you do. Definitely, man. So I appreciate that. I hope my listeners got inspired and, you know, to push through whatever their doubt. So thank you again. Have a blessed rest of your Sunday.
You too. Rich rising, y'all. Bye.
Thank you. Peace. Yeah, everybody, that was dope. That was dope right there, right? Listen, another week, another episode, Mental Breakthrough, and you heard her story, and she broke down, you know, while, you know, during her audition, but it's moments like that you do have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, man. So, but, you know, that was that, man, and, you know, push through. Definitely make sure you push through. So cool. On another note, though, this episode gonna be released, and guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to record my Zoom call. But I have it here. Hopefully, you know, we got that or whatnot. But yeah, man, that was a cool conversation there. But continue to push through, man. That's all you can ask for. You know, keep that faith. keep that faith, continue to push through. You know, we got another week ahead of us. You know, strap down, figure out what we need to do, what you need to do, and, you know, keep it popping, you know? So, another Sunday, man. I'm out. Gone. Peace. See y'all next week. You already know what it is. Rap About Radio. Mental Breakthrough. I'm gone.